There are times at work where it's tough. We work longer hours or with more intensity. One of the biggest mistakes I see managers making is rewarding the long hours and disregarding the need for active recovery within their team. In today's workforce, where for many it's no longer just about the money, ensure that you're rewarding your team with events designed to enhance their home life and promote active recovery. In today's episode, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Let's get started, shall we?
Well, hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Project Joyful podcast. I'm your host, Tracy Tutty, your medical herbalist and high performance coach. So, hey, Project Joyful isn't just about being happy. It's about consciously creating a life you love. It's about remembering how to reconnect with your soul-centered joy. You know, that joy that comes from doing what you love, from living on purpose, and from being in a life that allows you to experience deep joy moment by moment. So hey, let's get started, shall we?
A lot of my accounting career has been spent as a contract accountant for hire. I chose to do it when I lived in the UK because it was an easy way to work and travel, and because as a newly qualified accountant, it was a great way to experience different companies and industries. I got to work for some amazing accountants who helped me to become the accountant I am today. It also meant that I joined the team when budget or year-end deadlines were looming or an extra pair of hands were needed. More often than not, the process wasn't going well, hence the need for more resource. I remember one particular contract where a large UK company had acquired a smaller US company. We were dealing with US and UK disclosures, which are quite different, and the smaller company's financials had been brought into the larger company's finance system. And then, 2 days before the filing deadline, the systems accountant ran the consolidation. Everything was ready. Instead of consolidating the numbers, they were gone. Disappeared from the live system. No clues, no reason why, just gone. It was 4 p.m, working day -2. The finance team scrambled. The backup from the night before was restored. It was ready for the finance team to redo the day's work at 8 p.m. What did we do? Head down, push through. We drank a lot of coffee. I remember finishing my part at 3 a.m. The systems accountant and the finance manager continued to work through. They got shouted a cooked breakfast at 8 a.m. after completing their all-nighter. We made it. Consolidated numbers filed with the regulatory team just hours before the deadline. But here's the thing I most remember about it. Pulling that all-nighter was considered a heroic act. It was celebrated, it was reminisced for months afterwards. It was something to be proud of. Did the team take some downtime after that heroic act? No. We went back to work, resuming our normal 9 to 5 schedule. I've got loads of these stories from my contracting years. Not of the magnitude of this, but there's a theme. We celebrated the almighty effort. It was seen as something to be proud of, our worth coming from doing more. It's taken me years, and still crops up from time to time, to relearn that what I deliver at work is a reflection of the quality of my thinking and the resulting quality in the outcome. Oh, and by the way, that the outcome is as much about how I delivered it as what I delivered. Sometimes my coach and my here's the mirror friends need to remind me that I'm already worthy and that doing more doesn't make me more worthy. What's a here's the mirror friend, you ask? Well, they're those special friends who call it as they see it. Sometimes it's a little uncomfortable, but they don't let you pretend your BS is your reality. They hold the mirror up to you and they invite you to take a look. If you don't have anybody who fulfills this role, that's okay. That's what a coach is for. The other question I have about the consequences of that all-nighter is, What was the quality of our decisions in the days that followed? Research shows a lack of sleep is linked with an increased likelihood of impulsive risk-taking, not really what you want from your finance manager to be indulging in. A lack of sleep also affects the quality of the decisions that we've made. How did that play out in those financial statements, given the whole team was sleep deprived? So what's the solution when you're up against that impossible deadline and, in this case, a failure to file those accounts could have resulted in a significant penalty? Sometimes you do have to push through, but the first question needs to be, is this one of those times? What do we actually need to deliver and by when? This can be very different to what do we want to deliver or what did we say we'd deliver and by when. Once we're clear on the outcome, what needs to happen for us to deliver that and who needs to be involved? If I'm honest, that entire finance team didn't need to be there all night. They were retained just in case. Once the impossible is delivered, celebrate that. Rather than celebrating the long hours, celebrate what was delivered. When the dust is settled, look back. What led to this situation? Were there signposts? What went well? What could we have done differently? As soon as possible, schedule mandatory downtime for the team. How can you reward them with something that's driven by their parasympathetic nervous system? A voucher for a day at their local spa, a massage. Don't turn it into a team event. The team lunch is a great way to celebrate, but don't mistake it for active recovery. You need both. This is also an opportunity to check in with each member of your team. How comfortable are they with active recovery days or 3 active recovery days? How can you support them in taking those days? Like the waves on the beach, there's an ebb and a flow to our work life. Sometimes it's hard and we need to push through, but it's always balanced with a gentle flow back to the whole. One of the ways that we can support our teams as a manager is by ensuring each team member has their own individualised menu for active recovery. Then it's a matter of picking the item off the menu that resonates with that person most. A weekday afternoon on the golf course that didn't cost you half a day's annual leave. Dinner for 2 on the company that includes the cost of the babysitter. It can be these personalised, unexpected gestures of thanks that mean the most to your team. Sending you lots of love. Bye for now.
Hey, thanks for listening to today's podcast. Can I ask you a favour? If our conversation spoke to you today, could you please take a moment to leave a 5-star review? Your review will help people discover this podcast, and together we can create a world where there's even more love and more laughter. And if you want to hear more from the Project Joyful podcast, just click the subscribe button. Bye for now.